You are listening to Unstoppable Actors, the essential podcast for ambitious, unknown actors with me, Louise, the artistic director of Standby Method Acting Studio. And for the last 13 years, I've been taking unknown actors with blank CVs all the way to Netflix dramas, Amazon Prime films, TV soaps, and stage plays around the world. And every week I'll be talking with you and sharing how you can become a paid working unstoppable actor, because you 1000% can. An acting career is doable. Are you ready to dive into the episode? Hello and welcome to the Unstoppable Actors podcast, where we are going to be talking today about the one shot that exposes bad acting. And this is so important for you to swat up on if screen acting is where your heart lies with your acting goals and ambitions. Before we get started, I just want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you for helping us make this community such an uplifting one, such a supportive one, and such a safe space. I shared in our Unstoppable Actors Facebook group last week and on our Instagram page about the sad passing of an actor I coached for almost 10 years called Ryan. And there were so many beautiful messages that came in from actors that have trained with him and worked with him, and even actors who did not know him. And as I was reflecting and sending the messages on to his mum, I was just so grateful for this community. And actors really are supportive of one another, and that's what I love about them. And I know there's a lot of talk out in the industry about us being competitive and secretive when it comes to castings, and there is some truth in that, of course, but at least in our community over in Unstoppable Actors and in the classes and here on the podcast, we're also supportive of one another, and that is not something that I take for granted. It's a really beautiful energy that we have, so thank you so much. I do want to very quickly share with you that applications are open for the 10-week method acting module, Acting for Camera, and I am so excited for this. This module comes around once every 4 years. So we start on Wednesday the 29th of April for 10 weeks. The classes are on a Wednesday evening. We're going to be taking in only a handful of actors, and we are going to be deep diving into all aspects of acting on camera, which method acting techniques you need, how to make your next screen performance your best performance yet, and how to up-level and improve your screen presence. I've left the link to the application form underneath where you've hit play. I highly recommend you checking that out and completing it if you know that you have got your heart set on screen acting, whether it be soaps, dramas, films, whatever it is. This is the module that will redefine you as an actor. All right, let's talk about the one shot that will expose bad acting every single time. It's the close-up. Close-ups. Close-ups are that tight, intimate frame which is pretty much showing just your face. And on the close-up, every twitch, every eye flicker, every little thought on your face shows up. It's not just us seeing the makeup that you've been given for the character. This is truth territory. And the thing you need to know about acting for camera is the camera does not lie. Never, ever. Your eyes don't lie. Your micro expressions tell the truth, whether you are aware of it or not. So if you're doing a close-up and you are thinking, I don't like this next line, it's my least favourite line, I hate saying it, I can't connect to it, or you're thinking things like, I hope my nose don't look big in this shot, or you're thinking something like, oh my God, does Does it look like I'm telling the truth? Am I doing too much? Am I blinking too much? Are my eyes moving from side to side too much? Any of those thoughts, and that's not an exhaustive list, there's way more thoughts that actors have. If you are thinking anything along those lines, the audience is going to see it. Now, they don't need to be inside your head. They don't need to know the exact thoughts that you're thinking. They just see the tension. They see the self-consciousness. And they see the fake acting. And that's why a close-up is brutal if you do not have the basics down with your craft. And it is not just facial tension. The audience will see lack of focus, lack of emotional connection, or you not really understanding your character's objectives. All of it gets picked up and all of it gets broadcast loud and clear in a close-up. Basically, the camera is like your brutally honest best friend, but without the kindness. And so we've got to really get these basics, these fundamentals of acting down first. But what so many actors do is they rush into screen work before they've even set a strong foundation. And they think, oh, well, I'll learn on set, so it'll be fine. But without the basics of the craft, the close-up will always, always, always show the cracks in the performance. And here at Standby, we have got a mantra, and it's nice and simple. It is the craft first for long-term success. So what are these basics that you need to know? At the heart of our method, we have what is called the method acting triangle. As it's a triangle, there are 3 points on it. No way, Captain Obvious. The first point is relaxation, which is letting go of tension. Tension is those thoughts, feelings, or anything that takes our attention away from what the character should be focusing on and sharing their truth authentically. So relaxation is about letting go of all of that and letting go of default bad acting habits, which every single actor in the world has. The second point is concentration, which is all about focusing on the scene, the character, the moment, the things that are important to you as an actor to express the character's truth with sincerity and vitality. And then the third point on the method acting triangle is imagination. And this is about activating it, fully immersing in the circumstances of the character's world, their inner rhythm, their outer rhythm, so you can tell the truth. Everything in this triangle is about you telling the character's truth authentically, honestly, with vitality, a sharpness, in a vivid way, yes, even on a close-up. So you have to get these 3 basics down first. When you start paying attention to your own mental tension, and it's those thoughts that I've mentioned before, you're already ahead of most actors. So in the very first class of our 10-week method acting modules, we spend a full session, and the classes are 3.5 hours long. So we spend a full class focusing on the methods chair relaxation, learning it, understanding the theory behind it, and practicing it. And we also deep dive into what your default acting habits are. So maybe your default acting habits are things like you widen your eyes when you're surprised. It's just something you default to, but you're not actually connected to the feeling of surprise. Or maybe you play moods instead of letting the action drive the scene. Or maybe your gestures are too big, or you rely on expression rather than personal connection. And there's way more default habits than that. That's just a very, very, very short list. Every actor has got these default acting habits, and the close-up will amplify them. And that is brutal, but it is fixable. So in that first class, we are teaching you to become self-aware. Self-awareness is the first step in becoming a sublime actor. So then what we do, once you know your default acting habits, we keep making you aware of them every time they're coming through in the scenes, because the more you can become aware of them, the easier it is to let go of them. And what we have to do is replace them with better techniques. So you start practicing that methods chair relaxation exercise daily. So you do 15 minutes a day at home, and then we do an hour at the start of every single class. And this is so you are reconditioning your body and your mind. And that's very important. Your body and your mind are your instrument as an actor. We recondition them to get them into a better, more favourable position and energy to be able to inhabit the character and tell the character's story truthfully. And then what happens is those close-ups stop feeling like a test. Your focus sharpens, your imagination blossoms, and you're no longer fighting yourself, because mental tension is literally you fighting yourself. But instead, because we've got the basics down, now you're in the moment. Now you know how to connect to the character. You know how to connect to the scene, the emotion, and the words. And here's the magical part. That is when the camera starts working for you, not against you. That's when you create moments that linger, that feel real, that make people believe, that draw them in to your performance. And that's when bad acting gets left behind. Last night, I watched a film called Steve with, I always say his name wrong. Is it Cillian Murphy? I always say Cillian Murphy and I feel like that's wrong. But I watched the film Steve with him in it. Oh, wow. There were so many moments in that film where the power of what the actors were doing landed, and they gripped me, and they created an energy even in my living room, which was palpable even though I'm watching this on a screen. So when you get the basics down, the close-ups become easy, and then all the other shots do as well. And that's when you have power as an actor. It's when you become magnetic. So if you are 1000% serious about taking your screen work to the next level, I've already mentioned it, applications are open for the 10-week method acting module, Acting for Camera. As I've already said, we only take on a handful of actors, and that's because I want to give each of you the attention you need to truly transform your craft. I've already mentioned it's on a Wednesday evening, 6 p.m. till 9:30 p.m. UK time. We start on the 29th of April, and we're holding auditions on Saturday, the 18th of April. If you've got any questions and you're like, you know what, I really want this, but I do have some questions, I want to know a little bit more. Maybe you want to know about the audition process. Maybe you've got other questions about the module itself. Drop me a DM on our Instagram page, which is at Standby Method Acting Studio. And I want to leave you with one last thing. Remember this, the camera never lies. The close-up never lies. But if you do the work, it will always tell the truth of your talent. So let's go and make some magic on screen. I've absolutely loved hanging out with you, and I really hope you found this episode inspiring. If you have, please do rate the podcast and hit follow so you never miss an episode, and I can help more actors like you. And come and join one of the most supportive, uplifting acting communities on socials, the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group, where you'll get your weekly injection of inspiration, networking, and receive your free Method Actors handbook so you can become an unstoppable actor.